rollout in Europe. And Google is pledging nearly $7 billion for AI research and infrastructure. Well, for more on these investments, I'm joined by Ramesh Srinivasan, a professor at UCLA's Department of Information Studies and host of the Utopias podcast. Now, Ramesh, thanks for joining me to talk about this today. What stood out to you most from this UK-US tech prosperity deal?
Well, it was definitely seemingly what Starmer was looking for, which is the UK is trying to make a decision where it stands relative to AI, which is, of course, dominating many investments in the US economy and, of course, very large in China. So Starmer is wanting to figure out what the UK strategy is going to be, just like the European Union as well. But what's incredibly telling, looking at what occurred here is, yes, there were investments, but the UK doesn't necessarily want to go down the US's path. We have seen little to no examples of how investments into AI have actually created better economic welfare for most Americans, created the kinds of jobs that President Trump promised. And we also have huge concerns about AI and its connections to social media platforms, disinformation, division, and so on. So the investments are good, but it's up to Starmer and the UK to develop a vision that's pro-UK, pro-UK worker, UK citizen, UK consumer, good for UK businesses, but UK good for everybody else as well.
Yeah, is that going to be a tough path to walk? I mean, NVIDIA, Microsoft, OpenAI, Google, these are some of the biggest names in tech, and they're bringing with them so much money. How does Starmer get that balance right?
Yeah, I mean, fine to get the investments, but the actual actions, I mean, Starmer should not be pressured, as he is already, to roll back particular protections in the UK, which needs a lot more of this, and we don't have here in the United States. We're really suffering because AI is really likely to be going down the same path as social media did, which is no regulation whatsoever. So investments into back-end infrastructure are fine, but a vision for AI that is pro-worker, pro-business, pro-consumer, pro-environment as well is critical. I'm right now in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and there are a bunch of state legislators here from the western states of the U.S., Republican and Democrat-led, and I'll be discussing potential pro-everybody regulations for AI with them tomorrow.
Does that present a particular challenge to the UK at the moment, given that its economy hasn't been doing so well?
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, again, I think the elephant in the room for all of these economies which have been taken over by big tech, taken over by data, are what is the work of the future going to look like, or what does economic welfare or security of the future look like? Otherwise, technologies that graft division, like a lot of social media systems, will end up pushing the types of populists that promote a lot of division, like our president in the United States. And our vision for technology in Silicon Valley has gotten increasingly ignorant or unconscious of American workers, American consumers, American citizens, of the planet itself. And we saw that at the inauguration, and we've seen it onwards. So the UK doesn't want to go down that path. Good to do business with these folks, but also think about what's a vision that actually supports an ailing UK economy, like many economies we see around the world.
Ramesh, we'll leave it there for now. Thanks very much for your thoughts, though. Ramesh Srinivasan, professor of UCLA's Department of Information Studies and host of the Utopias podcast.